Hello everyone, we are back and today we are going to film and talk about a variety of things. First, just to let everyone know, it's actually April 26th. This is the Tomoki Watanabe desk calendar and I love it. It's my only flip through or daily calendar this year and I like it that way. I think last year I had way too many calendars and it sort of got the best of me. I now have still leftovers and remnants from the past year, whereas this one, I sometimes use them in my journal. I've kind of selected and saved a bunch of these. I'll probably cut out some of the illustrations to use for decoration sometime in the future, just like Anna does in her videos. But yeah, the illustrations are super simple, super cute, and I love it. So today we have a bunch of things I am planning to just talk through. Again, there's, just not too much that I'm certain of right now, but I did think it was a good opportunity to kind of talk through how I've been journaling, my systems so far, and as you can see, my desk is filled with an assortment of things in front of me. I have books to my left, I have the Pouch Studio issue 2 right here, I have my Hobonichi, I have my M5, and then I have this, which is actually a pouch from Muji, and I've had this for a very long time. I've used, I think it's a makeup pouch. I've used it for a variety of sort of packing things on all my trips. But then I actually realized it was a really great sort of kit for me to use as I carry my weeks around the house, just because, I know I have talked about this Daiso pouch as something I carry around, and I still do. It actually is kind of situated on my dining table because, again, it fits so much stuff, and yeah, it's honestly a great pouch, but it's kind of big. This rather just has the things that my weeks, which has really become a really daily companion, and I'll talk through this in a bit. In fact, I actually have to open it because I did plan what I was going to talk about in this video right here. So yeah, without further ado, I'll get started. But I plan on kind of going through this and my Hobonichi Weeks, the Hobonichi A6. And I just want to talk really quickly about the books I've been reading, and then I'm going to unbox this very exciting Happy Meal from Pouch Studio, which, as you know, if you've been following me, know that my friend Victoria is the genius behind Pouch, the Pouch magazine, which I contributed a few articles to for Pouch issue 2, and I also had a feature in Pouch issue 1. So definitely check Pouch out. I will unbox this in front of you guys and do a quick flip through in case you guys haven't heard of it and want to place an order for Pouch for yourself. So I'm gonna set this aside really quickly as well. Maybe I'll just put that here and just make sure it's not, I think this could be in the way. Just put that here, and then, yeah. All right, so let me just talk really quickly through this, this Muji pouch and sort of why I've been using it and sort of what I've filled this, this mesh bag with. I think it's just a really nice pouch because it has this little pocket here, which I've chosen to just put a few stickers, and then it has this, this is actually a detachable mesh pouch, which I think is, this is also a great makeup pouch. And then if you wanted to, you could actually slip this week's here, but for simplicity's sake, I actually just put this here. Sometimes if I so choose, I also put my A6 techo, and then this can still actually close up and I can still carry this around. But typically, again, like I mentioned, I think a few videos ago, I am back on my Hobonichi Weeks, and originally I was using early this year as my content planner, which was super, like, it was getting sort of the best of me because I chose to go a very sort of aesthetic route and, you know, very organized and very sort of like, I tried to do the same thing week over week. And I realized something like that just doesn't work well with me. I feel like I am a person of contradictions where I like things really organized, yet I am very much comfortable in like an organized chaos type situation. So starting in, I guess, middle of March, I was experimenting with a sort of more functional way to use my weeks, really just as a way to plan out a bunch of things I had to do, things that were related to baby P, things I needed to buy, just literally tasks, things, events on a week-to-week basis. And it's been working really quite well. I do kind of just open this every day and refer to this. I think I have reached some sort of planner kind of, I wouldn't call it planner piece because it definitely isn't that, but in sort of how I'm using it, I like that. If you just look at this page right here, it really just makes very little sense probably to someone who's just coming in here, but it, like, when I look at this actually makes me feel at peace, even though it doesn't look super organized to most people, because I don't know, there's just something about things not needing to be in a certain place or having, you know, certain rules around. I have these like little things that I'm doing to kind of organize the chaos, but not necessarily in a way where it has to be in a certain place, or it has to like be like these grids have to be divided, or I have to write super neatly in it. I'm allowing myself to do things like circling things. If like something doesn't fit on this side, I'll kind of like take a date stamp or even just write the date out and put some stuff underneath here. I am using this Pochito stamp to kind of mark out certain things. So using the check mark actually as a check mark for tasks, but again, like they're not in an order. They're just kind of like thrown around this side. I'm using this Target one for subscriptions, I think. We'll see how it goes. I'm using the triangle for things I've paid for, so I know that whenever there's a triangle, I can look out for, you know, kind of it's like a financial thing, something related to financial, and I'm trying to color in red. Anything related to my YouTube or Nikki Kaigi, I'm trying to do in green. So there's like these little rules around here, but like not necessarily, because again, I'm just randomly highlighting things. Sometimes I get the color wrong, that's okay. Or like maybe I wrote it in black and this should have been a red item, I just circle it in red. So we'll see how it goes, but so far I kind of, again, really am enjoying the, you know, the chaos of it all. And like last week, I did a very organized to-do list, and for some reason my brain, when it looks at something like this, I like immediately shut off, and I'm like, oh no, I don't want to attend to these tasks. Like, this is really too overwhelming for me. Whereas if I look at something like this, yeah, my brain is more adjusted for it for some odd reason. Another thing that I have found myself sort of kind of really backing away from is I haven't been really feeling an urge to use fountain pens recently, and so I actually did a big cleaning of some fountain pens that had inked in them for a very long time, and I've instead been really gravitating, as you know, to sort of these multi pens, and so I carry 3 of them here with me, and I like to rotate around them. So this one is the High-Tech C Coletto. This is actually an edition that came out recently. It's part of sort of this 80s retro vibe Coletto, and yeah, I love the color. There's 2 other sort of colorways that I got, but I'm just using one right now, carrying this around. It has your classic blue, black, and red. And for those of you who have been watching my videos know that I absolutely love the High-Tech C Colettos. And then, yeah, I have been enjoying using the Hobonichi Techo Uni Jet Stream. It's been a yeah, just super reliable, and I have been actually really loving the way these ballpoint pens feel against the Tomoe River paper on the Hobonichi Weeks. And I don't have to worry about things like bleed through. You know, at this point I could care really less about it because I'm really not using fountain pens here at all. And then this I kind of dug out of some of my Japan haul bags. It is the, actually did I? Oh yeah. I made sure to actually keep the sticker so that this is the Jetstream 4-in-1. And what's really cool, this is just a really good pen. I think it is a 0.5. It's also Jetstream, but it has an additional green color here, which is great for some of my color coding inside of the Weeks. And it also has a pencil. So if you roll down the clip here, it's actually a pencil. So that is, yeah, these are the 3 sort of writing pens that I do carry around with me. I also have 3 highlighters in here. It is the yellow or yellowish orange Propus window and the purple one. This one is really nice because it just, yeah, it has like this clear window in the middle so you can kind of see where you're highlighting. So yeah, like these randomly. And then the just the gray, light gray mild liner. So I have that. And then I also am carrying this check mark. So I know these two both have the check mark boxes, but sometimes I just use this because it's easy. And then I also carry around the weather and the baby stamp, although now that I have been using sort of this over for the last week, I realized that I haven't really tracked the weather. It's been cloudy almost every day. And I don't really track baby things in here, so I might take these out, but for now I have them in here. And then I'm just carrying both the Kokio Compact dot liner and the glue tape here, because again, I do use these with the Hobonichi techo, which I will go through. Yeah, so this is just a sort of simple, and then I have this sort of icon band-aid. These are really cute. You know, they're not really representative sometimes of what I'm feeling or anything, but I sometimes just like to add it here and there just to give my my little spreads here just a little color. Nothing, again, nothing too aesthetic here. Sometimes I will pull out my stamp. Let's say today is the 26th. 26. Oh, just a baby. Oh wow, this is, yeah, 25th, 26. Okay, so the 6th is actually here. So I will just sometimes stamp this, and this will, oh, this is 20. Oh shoot, I got that wrong. I got that one wrong because I flipped this. So it's actually this one. So again, I don't really, mistakes don't really matter to me that much anymore, which I think is a good thing. So if I needed to sort of write something of today, I actually did get, what do I need to do today? Oh, I forgot. Anyway, so, oh, yeah, so this is the 23rd and this is the 26th, yeah. So, oh, this is actually yesterday. So I have to change this to the 25th. So this was actually yesterday. Okay. Yeah, so that's my week so far. And then secondly, I am trying to be a bit better and loose about using the memo pages. This is not a mega, but every year I sort of use this. I just leave all of these pages, 69 pages, almost 70 pages, just blank. I did start using them earlier this year to track some sort of stationery items and samples, tracking some Nikki Kaigi video ideas. but I actually realized that, I could sort of use this as just a memo pad. I was inspired by the way I was reading the Hobonichi website, and there was a Suntory researcher who has been using his weeks for like 12 years, usually the mega, but the way he was using sort of the memo pages and the, his weekly pages was very chaotic, but in a way where I was like, yeah, I feel it, and I want to use it that way too. I'll maybe throw up some images in this video just for you to see. So really trying to use these pages as sort of like whenever memos come up, not to even think about, oh, does it relate to the thing that came before it? Because I think that's sort of where a lot of the pressure comes from sometimes with using notebooks, is just having the right notebook for the right thing. And I really want to let go of that in these memo pages. And if push comes to shove and I have to like put some of these things in another place, or I decide to start a book log, or I decide to start a Nikki Kaigi book that really just tracks all my content, I'll move those over eventually. But for right now, I think this is just a place to throw in lots of memos. I don't know if I would call this necessarily a commonplace, but I'm just gonna treat this as my notepad, memo pad. Sorry if you hear some background noise of a baby in the background. I'm just using some time that I can, using some of this time to film my video, and I will get back to caretaking right after. But yeah, so sometimes I'm tracking to buy lists here, but this is really what I'm going to refer to for this video. So I'm going to keep this open. What I also have here is just random notes that I took on the 23rd about books. And so that's what maybe I really could jump into. First of all, one thing that I have been really enjoying is the Memo printer. The Memo printer, even though it is a thermal printer, it does say that like most of these prints can be kept for up to 10 years, unlike sort of normal receipt printers. Only time will tell, but I am using them in a way that is not necessarily too like impactful or important, but it is a really good way to sort of copy and paste quotes, or just like snippets of articles or screenshots. And you'll see more of that in my Hobonichi A6, but it means that I don't have to necessarily like copy this out. I can really just print it out on my phone. What I also really love about the Memo is as soon as I turn it on, it just connects to my phone. And that is unlike most printers, like the Canon, my Fuji, my Zinc printer. You really have to go through some hoops of like, making sure your Bluetooth is connected, making sure the Wi-Fi is selected to the Fuji printer. I feel like it's not that easy, whereas the Memo printer is that easy. The only thing is obviously the limitation is the thermal prints, and it is only black and white. So it works great for notes, and I have used them at some point for some memory keeping, which I'll go through right after this. Where are we at actually right now? Oh wow, we're already at 18 minutes. Okay, I'll just speed through some of this stuff. At first I was like, I don't think I have much to talk about, but turns out I do. Okay, so while I have this page open, I will go ahead and close this. And I'll set this aside really quickly. Okay, and then just to give a quick overview of what I have been reading lately. So I don't know if I will leave her Substack and her video that she just recently published, but Petya has an incredible Substack that I love. And I've recently become an annual subscriber to her Substack, and she really sort of put me back on the path of reading again. I read a lot last year. I think I read, I want to say 68 books last year. even though my goal was 100, I think things got derailed once I got pregnant. But earlier this year, I obviously, you know, I have a newborn, and even though I had this idea that I would be able to read in between all of these moments, like during breastfeeding, during downtime, whatever, that's a myth. And so, you know, I really didn't have this like push or drive to read this year until I read Pechia's Substack. And also, as a fellow lover of notebooks, I really enjoyed the way she is tracking her books and her book log. And I would recommend you check out that video because I am definitely inspired to do very similar things, probably in a way to revive my traveler's notebook. But in any case, I think the first thing I have to do is start reading again. So there are 3 books here that I am reading in tandem, including one that I'm listening to. That one is called Lab Girl. Yeah, that one I've just started. I'll throw some of these links down below of what I'm reading. And today is actually Independent Bookstore Day, so go ahead and buy your books at an independent bookstore, please. But the first, I borrowed this from Libby. It's the Deborah Levy book August Blue. This is actually my first Deborah Levy, and again, before Pechia, I did not know too much about Deborah Levy, but I did end up reading a beautiful article about her in The Guardian that was published in 2023, and it really kind of pushed me to read a lot, or sort of read about Levy, and also so start my first book by her. August Blue, I think, must have been published recently because the pandemic is also part of the narrative here, but it takes place right now, currently, as I've read so much and so far. It's based in Greece, and it sort of follows the days of a cellist, a professional cellist. And yeah, that's all I can really say right now. But what I can also tell you is the writing is super clean, and super just like a breeze to read in the best way possible. I'll have to give a fuller review at another time, but yeah, I am already 16% through, and I think I just started this book 2 days ago. So this one I'm reading on my Kindle. I'll report back soon. Again, I can't give a full report back because I really just started reading again over the past week. Then I picked up Orbital at a Sleet last week, and I am 32 pages in. This is a very different kind of book than August Blue. It's not necessarily narrative driven, but it is a very, very beautiful and like beautifully written literary book almost. I can sort of read some quotes that I've highlighted here. Like a leaf, you might think, but a dry leaf falls from the branch and he isn't ready to go. Let's see here. Maybe human civilization is like a single life. We grow out of the royalty of childhood into supreme normality. We find out about our own unspecialness, and in a flush of innocence, we feel quite glad. If we're not special, then we might not be alone. So it follows the sort of orbits, the orbit of a team of astronauts and cosmonauts up in space, as they sort of live with each other, are doing research, and it kind of sort of grounds also their stories with what's happening to their families back at home on Earth. It's kind of this beautifully perspective shifting book of, you know, what it means to be on the outside looking in. And again, I'm 32 pages in, and I'll have to report back on how this book ends up. I am liking it so far. It is not necessarily the easy read as August Blue is, but it is, again, another type of book that I am enjoying. So I am reading these depending on what my mood is. And then the last one is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I know I really shouldn't be reading so many, these are all fiction books at once, but this was recommended to me like twice actually in the last 6 months. First by the YouTuber and fellow stationery person Adventure Denali, and also by sort of another Substack I was reading highly recommended this book, so I knew I had to pick this up. And so far, again, very similar to Deborah Levy's book. The prose is just so beautiful and so sort of descriptive, very beautiful. Very different books actually, but these 3 books are for me. I'm rotating around because my mood is just shifting here and there from time to time. Even within a single day, I sometimes feel like reading something like Orbital, sometimes I feel like reading August Blue. And one thing to note is my husband bought these reading lights for all of us for Christmas, and they are honestly, this brand Gloku scent, this is the best reading light I've ever owned. It comes, I didn't mean for this to be an ad for this light, but it's incredible. There's 3 different tones of light that you can choose from, and then you can also change the how strong the light is. And what's cool is you can clip it onto, let's say, your book here. Right? Let's see if I can do this. And then let's say I'm reading this page. I can actually twist this light over and read this page. So often when I'm reading in the dark sometimes because the baby needs darkness. And so having this around has been super, super critical for my reading life. So that's really about the books. And how far are we? Oh my gosh, we're 27 minutes already. Okay, I'll have to prioritize, or I'll just let this be a super long video and you have to shut it off whenever you want a break. Because the next thing I'm going to go into then is my Hobonichi Weeks. For me, this is something that's kind of worked out actually, which is surprising because I thought, I still have my Hobonichi cousin, I still have my 5-year diary. Do I have time for another daily? And the answer seems to be yes. I'm going to do a very quick flip through since April 2nd, how I've been journaling with this book. It's quite different from how I've been journaling before with my Hobonichi A6, but here you can see an example of me using the memo printer to print something like a coffee cup, which again doesn't feel super significant, but it adds like a little bit to the spread here. I will sort of cut out stickers or receipts or barcodes from my day, and really just on the sideline here, whenever I have space, I will just literally write, okay, from 9 to 10 I did an airside run, I got another cappuccino, I picked up some bread. So just really small things that happen during the day that like maybe I somehow want to remember. Some receipts of my bubble tea, a little quote here, and then sometimes I put a picture if I do have one handy. And then this one I left blank. This is a Tuesday. Yes, I have to just be okay with some blank pages. This is a cutout from the Tomoki Watanabe daily calendar. Sometimes if something epic happens, I screenshot this and I will Again, printed on my memo printer. Astronomers detect a possible signature of life on a distant planet. I mean, that's pretty epic. My book, this is last week when we went to Festival Walk for Easter, and I picked up the special high-tech Coletto pens. Here is when I first started reading Lab Girl by Hope. And then, yeah, our little Easter scheduling here, a receipt from when we went to a cafe. This is when I was testing out my fountain pens before washing them. And yeah, sometimes I'll do a little drawing. I'll put in a small little sticker and a little drawing again. And really that's it. It's very simple tracking of my days, very low friction, very low pressure. I can really just sit down and track my day. I might have to fill this in for yesterday, which is the Friday, I believe. Yep. We did. What? See, yesterday. I think. I'm going to see how it's there you have it. Simple day. Not too many things to log, but that's it. Very low pressure. All right, and that's really my Hobonichi A6. So let's put this aside really quickly because the last thing I wanted to do here, and I wanted to not forget to do this time, is I wanted to unbox my pouch magazine order, which my mother-in-law brought all the way back from Colorado because, yeah, I'm in Hong Kong right now, and yeah, I don't want to deal with or have Victoria deal with all the shipping nastiness of the tariff situation, possibly. But yeah, I'm really excited to finally get to see this in person. I've obviously actually read through most of the pouch issue 2 already, but I have yet to kind of feel the actual real copy of the magazine itself. I also ordered some stickers, and so yeah, I'm very excited for this. Woohoo! Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Ta-da! All right, I think I'm going to try save these as well. All right, so ah, sorry, Victoria. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oh, okay, look at that. Thanks, Victoria. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Is this? Wow. I wish I had a mini 6 that I could put this in. All right, these are the museum bunny stickers. These are the bunnies of pouch. Oh, look at them. These are so cute. Let me see. Oh, this doesn't open here. Oh my gosh, this all feels so high quality. Oh my god. Oh, this is a birthday sticker. My loneliness is killing me. And the karaoke pack. Wow, these are so amazing. Good job, Victoria. All right, so for those who don't know about pouch, let me let me wax poetic. So Pouch is honestly the beautiful, beautiful baby of Victoria, who is someone I met maybe at this point like a year and a half ago through just random New York City tech networking, or just friend through friends. And she launched her first issue of Pouch magazine last year, I believe. Yeah, well, she did sell it at the Stationery Fest in August at Yoseka, but she had already released it, I think, a few months before then. This is a true labor of love, and I have witnessed sort of her working through this like tirelessly. And for this issue, I did contribute a few articles, as you will see, and it is just yeah, I don't think there's really nothing like this anywhere in, I think stationery world, especially not in the English speaking world, because you see a lot of magazines like this in Japan, where, I think it's just a lot of cute layouts, cute sort of, things that I wish I could read but can't. But Victoria's kind of taken some of that aesthetic and put that into Pouch. And yeah, definitely check out Pouch issue 1 if you haven't already, but Pouch issue 2 is equally as exciting. I think it has even more journal layouts than issue 1, and it also has this incredible interview with our friend Carolyn. I'm going to just do a really quick flip through because I don't want to really sort of show too much, because I want you to get a copy. But Pouch Picks is something I wrote and contributed to. Niche stationery reviews is something Victoria did. I also did a pouch review, actual pouch review of actual pouches. And then most of this magazine is actually currently journal layouts of journals of people from all around. So I have friends here who have contributed, on people that I've just recently discovered, Ashley from Yoseka, and then this interview with Carolyn. There is just so much goodness here. There are so many tips to journaling, so much inspiration of how you can use various journals, different types of journals, from ring binders to Hobonichis to Lee has a layout here that I love, her using her Midori Hibino. And yeah, there's just a lot of fun things that you can pick up from here. But beyond that, it's just a beautiful work of art, truly. I mean, the way the spreads are laid out, and yeah, just the true care that Victoria has taken with making Pouch is just so inspirational. And this I thought was a really fun one, because she decided to put a little sort of classified section here, which actually turns out like it looks so good. Everything just works. And yeah, I really encourage everyone to pick this up, because I mean, for $10, it really is a very, you'll get all your money back and more from this. So I will leave the link to the pouch, to Pouch below. Definitely check this out. And I think that's where I'll end this, because again, I just wanted to do a quick flip through, but I really didn't want you to be able to pause and read it, because you need to pick up your own copy because it's just so beautiful. I mean, look at it. Definitely something to keep for all of eternity. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna use these stickers because they are just so darn cute. Thank you, Victoria, for making this. Ugh. I am going to definitely stick this in today's Hobonichi. Let's see. Oh. Okay. see if I can scrape this out. Ooh, yes! Got it! Am I gonna get the Pouch Museum bunny? Oh no, I broke his head. Okay, I can do, okay, I might have to sacrifice him. Sorry, guy. Sorry. Okay. This. So again, as you can see, I can very, very easily fill out this page. I think I will probably have to stick something here so it doesn't stick to the other page. And what I will do is probably put a little tap here. Ta-da! So yeah, thank you. I guess this is it. This was kind of a long blabbery video. And I covered, I hope, enough to keep you entertained at the very least. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you have any thoughts about how I journal, or you have, if you know, I'd love to hear what you're using. Are you back on Hobonichi? Because I was not earlier this year, and now I have 4 Hobonichis that I update on a weekly basis. So let me know how that's going. I think for my next one, I'll definitely cover a little bit more about my M5. I still carry this around and use it as my wallet, and I still have my weekly section here, and you know, kind of take notes here and there. Yeah, I really want to simplify, even though what I've been showing here probably doesn't reflect that, but in my mind there is some sort of simplification going on. But in any case, yeah, I'd love to hear from you, and thanks for being here, and thanks for subscribing, and I do hope you get to pick up an issue of Pouch for yourself. So yeah, see you in the next one. Thanks for staying here. Bye now.